Honorable Mia Moore-Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados, Honorable Philip Pierre, Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Your Excellency Amina Mohammed, Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Ms. Elizabeth Riley, Executive Director, Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, other special invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to greet you at the launch of the Caribbean program of the Early Warning for All initiative. This bold initiative, which will support resilience building in our region, carries the endorsement of the Caribbean Community Secretariat. The United Nations Secretary General has called for an action plan for every person on the earth to be protected by early warning systems by 2027. Given the trajectory of the climate crisis, I salute his leadership and ambition in this regard. We have no choice but to pour our collective efforts into improving early warnings for all of the various natural disasters that befall our region. This is a key adaptive response to the inability so far to limit global emissions to a level that would keep global temperature rise to within 1.5 degrees of pre-industrial levels. The region has been bearing the brunt of the impact of global warming, and therefore it is no surprise that our heads of government have provided leadership for initiating the implementation of this plan in the Caribbean. We are all acutely aware of the developmental setback that a few hours of severe weather inflicts on small states. This is, of course, in conjunction with slow onset climate impacts like sea level rise and accelerated drought flood cycles. Timely, accurate, and user-friendly early warning requires a wide spectrum of support. We are at a good time to take stock given the recent midterm reviews of Sendai and Target G, particularly, and the midterm review of the Caribbean's own comprehensive disaster management framework. We can add to this the recent and routine reporting from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change and the World Meteorological Organization, which all provide valuable input into a regional assessment of progress and gaps. In addition, inclusive and streamlined approaches to implementing early warning products is required at all levels so that local communities, youth, and all other vulnerable groups may contribute valuable input to development of systems that guard their own safety. We also need to take a fresh look at capacity building, moving beyond the providing weather stations and a few days of training to seek out opportunities for education and vocational training to support equipment maintenance, statistics and data management, artificial intelligence and modeling, and broadened communication strategies. But above all, we must continue on a path where early warning is seen by all users as underpinned by principles of authority, credibility, and salience. Med services have constantly battled stubborn disregard for warnings and fake information, which undermine credible efforts and engender public displeasure when a disaster does not occur as it was predicted. This is detrimental to the goal. We learned during our most recent global health crisis that rampant misinformation can be so debilitating that it can become its own crisis. Decades of progress in meteorological services have provided a strong platform for the pursuit of multi-hazard early warning systems in the region. Weather-related products and services, despite the challenges, are mainstreamed in daily and seasonal decision-making and planning. We have to build on that progress. Through the early warning for all, aligning with other existing initiatives, we can reach a space where all major sources of risk information and products can reach the effective level of maturity and public integration. We clearly saw the tremendous benefit of multi-hazard early warning in action in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the lead up to the eruption of La Soufriere. Despite massive infrastructure damage, early warning and acting upon it saved lives. The machineries of the whole disaster risk reduction system at the national and regional levels can never receive enough praise for this achievement. Lessons and good practice can permeate the region to ensure multi-hazard early warning systems are a critical climate resilient exercise. Let me thank our heads of government, the United Nations family, our regional institutions, and the multitude of partners in academia, local communities, and stakeholders that will influence the planning and implementation of early warning for all. It is my expectation that this launch will stimulate important discussions around the vital importance of early warning for all as we face our challenging future. Thank you very much.